Hello, today I'm going to talk about how to take your Word document and customize it and edit it and make it into a PowerPoint slideshow. So we're looking at a sample of a research document. And if you look at it, you can see that it's A4 pages. And that's just not suitable for display as a visual presentation. So when you're giving a talk to a class, you can't just show them a Word document. Even if you zoom in, it just doesn't work. So for task 4, the objective is to customize and edit or take out the best bits from your research and then create a PowerPoint slideshow. Now, it's only a 10-minute talk, so I would suggest maybe 10 slides, 1 slide per minute. But this is an easy way of converting your Word document or stuff from your Word document into a PowerPoint slideshow. So let's go first and create a blank document in PowerPoint. So I'm just going to click on the blank presentation. And the default, when you open up PowerPoint for the first time, the default is set to widescreen. Now I'm using a Mac, so the interface might look different on a PC. Now, the first thing I do with PowerPoint is I change the layout. Now, you've got to look for this little button on your computer because you want to go for a blank. You don't want these placeholders. You just want to go for a blank slide. And then you can you can insert your own text boxes. But I'll show you an easy way to do that. So this is slide number 1. You'd obviously start with your title. So, if it is a text box, you might want to just type in your creative field might be comic book art or poster art. In fact, let's go for poster art. Poster art, creative field. And let's just say your name is Bill Bailey. You'll put in Bill Bailey. Oops. Okay, and of course, you can spend a bit of time dressing that up. If you go back to the home, you can click on bold, you can make that bigger. You can make that italic, whatever you want, and you can even change the background color of the slide. So that's your title slide. Let's go and insert a blank new slide. Now, the first section, of course, you want to talk about is what is poster art or what is your creative field. So if you go to your Word document, that's section 1, the introduction. What you can do is just copy the text. I'll just copy this much. In fact, you can even copy the image as well. I don't really want the image, so what I'll do is I'll just copy. Oh, it's not going to let me. Okay, so let me just copy the text and the image. So did you see what I did there? I selected it, and then I right-click and copy. Then go to PowerPoint, and if you just go to paste or Control-V, you'll get the text and the image. Okay, so I'm just going to hold down the Shift key and make the image bigger. With the text box, I'll just change the size of that. And of course, I can go back to home and make the text box bigger. Now, with your oral presentation, which is task 4, you're not supposed to have a lot of text on the slide. In fact, I mentioned today in class that you may have heard of a saying that goes death by PowerPoint, and that's when the presenter or the speaker reads to the class, reads to the audience. So what you're meant to do is take your introduction and just chop it down. So you might say a poster is 2D art. Okay, and then you can say it dates back. This is the next point. So your first point is a poster it dates back, or poster art or posters date back to the 1840s. And then you can even have another clue. Color lithography was made possible. And you can memorize the rest of it, so you have minimal text. If you want, you can make these bullet points. You select them all, and up here, you can just make them bullet points. Again, because it's a slide, you can blow it up, make it bigger. so the audience can read that. And there's the introduction slide. Okay, so basically you take what you've written here in your research document and you minimize it, you edit it, and just have a few words to prompt you, but the rest of it you're going to memorize and say it to the audience. Now you can use cue cards if you want, but you want to avoid reading to the audience. You want to maintain eye contact. This is a slide that's meant to support your talk. And now one other little thing, if you have captions, and you're meant to have captions, where are they? There it is. You can actually copy the caption from your Word document, Control C, and paste it into the PowerPoint document, Control V, and just have the caption there. Captions are really good because that way you are telling the audience what that poster is all about, where it comes from. And if you don't know the size, you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, certainly the title, the year, and the medium will be what you would include in the caption. All right, let's move on to the second slide. So insert new slide. And if we go back to the Word document, again, with the historical overview, you can copy and paste the text. And let's just say it's that, copy and paste. And then what you want to do is cut it down, really break it down to bullet points. So maybe you want to talk about Moulin Rouge, maybe you want to talk about Toulouse-Lautrec. Okay, and then maybe you want to talk about, I don't know, flat print plates. So you're just going to have a few words that will prompt you into what you want to say about the history of your creative field. So I'm just chopping this, and let's just say you make all those bullet points. And don't forget to include some images to dress up the slide, because that's a little bit boring as it is. Because it's now text that you've pasted from Word, don't be afraid to increase the size. And I'd probably whack another image there. So, you can just go back to your Word document. And if you've got another image, let's say it's that one there, you can copy it and you can paste it into the slide. And again, hold down the Shift key to make it bigger without distorting it. So, one slide, two slides, you might have 3 or 4 slides dedicated to historical overview. The point I'm trying to make, and you can get rid of that, you don't need that there. The point I'm trying to make is that the slideshow has images, a lot of images with captions preferably, and then you're going to have a heading and some bullet points, or just a few, just a little bit of text to prompt you as to what you want to say. And that way you build your slide bit by bit. If you go to new slide, let's just go back to new slide, back to the Word document. The next section you might remember is all about the job description, the industry feedback. Here it is here, job and career advice. You might have a screenshot of an email that you've sent someone, so you can copy that from your Word document. You can paste it here, and don't forget your headings. You can even copy a heading from here, copy and paste, and just call it industry feedback. Sorry, bit slow with my typing. And you can just have a screenshot to talk about how you contacted these artists and you got some feedback from them. And then, again, create a few slides dedicated to that section. If you go back to the Word document, if I scroll, you'll see that I've got some text. You might have this sort of text. So I'm just going to copy that. Control C. And then back to your slide, Control V. And this is when you stretch the box to make it fit. And wow, that's way too much text, so you might cut it down. You might just have 2 words, and then the next one would be this much. The rest of the text that I'm cutting out, you want to memorize or have it on a cue card. ensure designs are consistent. So you don't want to have too much text on the slide. Stay up to date with industry trends. And then the rest you're going to memorize and say to the audience. I think I've made my point. I'm not going to go too much into cutting it, but yeah, minimal text, nothing to the degree of that. You know, that's a lot of text. Just key points to help you remember what to say. And then the last section, of course, is about you, your portfolio. And then once again, copy and paste what you've got in your Word document, go back to PowerPoint, create a new slide. This is, section 3. You're going to have a heading at the top. And again, you can stretch that. In fact, what you can do here, I'll just show you a little trick. If I was to hold down the Control key and the Shift key, I can duplicate that. Oops, sorry, that didn't work. Control and Alt, I meant to say. Control and Alt. I can duplicate that text box. And then over here, I can get rid of that text. And over here, I can get rid of that. And then I've got the text sitting on the slide. Watch this. Beautiful. So I've got the strengths on the left and the weaknesses on the right. I can make the text a bit bigger. And then again, I can cut back some of the text to just key points. Good working knowledge of poster, and then, maybe that's another key point. Good selection of books, or you can say good selection of resources, whatever your strengths are. Oops. And competent with digital software, and then you can talk about which ones they are. So really just a few words here, and the same here. You don't know a lot about screen printing, so you can just say limited screen printing knowledge. Knowledge. And then so on. And, need to master Wacom. So basically, you're pruning your text to just a few key words, limited time due to family commitments. And yeah, the audience won't be then bamboozled by too much text on the screen. And then you won't also have to read too much text off the screen, because you're going to memorize what strong design sense means and what you mean by a good selection of books. You're going to fill in the gaps, so to speak. And then again, if you keep inserting a new slide, the rest of it is really just the portfolio. If I go and grab, say, this image here, I'm going to copy and paste it. And then again, I can blow that up to full screen. I can just hold down the Shift key and make it nice and big, and then go and pick up the caption, which is this baby here, copy it and paste the caption next to it. And because it's nice and small, no problem. I can make it nice and big. And just make that a bit bigger. And there you've got your caption. And you can create, quite a few slides based on your portfolio. So we're looking at about, say, 10 to 20 slides for a 10-minute talk. Look, Ben's going to help you with a lot of this stuff anyway. But you might want to start building your PowerPoint as you go along. Once you finish your research, of course, you're going to have all your research document completed. And just make sure that the PowerPoint is landscape orientation, which it will be if it's a slide, and borrow the main points from your research document and build a slideshow. And then I think you'll be ready to present. You've got the 2-week break coming up, and so you can do a lot of this during the break. And then don't forget to bounce your ideas with Ben during class. All right, that's all for now. Good luck, and I'll talk to you soon. Hope this helps. Bye-bye.